Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, we were on the 13th verse of the 4th chapter titled Dvaita Vivek, discrimination or duality. For what purpose? To come to know the truth, to come to know the essence. And here in the we have seen in the last few verses how that Parabrahma Paramatma, how he as if wills himself and becomes the many, and till what point is his creation, that was told. And what are the consequences of the Jivatma Bhav? Till Jivatma Bhav, so he becoming Ishvara and Prakriti, and then between Ishvara and Maya they create the Hiranyagarbha, then the Virat, and then in the Virat all the various bodies he enters. Till here is the Jiva Bhav. So here that is being told, Mohad Ani Shatam Prapya Magno Vapushi Shochati. Mohad Anishatam Prapya Magno Vapushi Shochati. Isha Srishtamidam Dvaitam Isha Srishtamidam Dvaitam Sarva Muktam Samasataha Muktam Samasataha. So when Ishvara enters into the body and identifies with the body, Ishvara loses his Ishvaratva and becomes Jiva, becomes the individual. And this is the phenomena that is going on. Due to this power of delusion, and thereafter gets identified with individual body and suffers the experience of limited existence. This is in short the duality created by Jiva. Why does he get identified even though he is the Ishvara who is entering into the body? But then why does he get identified? It is because of the effect of the Maya. It is because of the power of the Maya, which expresses as delusion, which expresses as identification. And till here we had done last week. And now begins the discussion on the Dvaita created by the Jiva Srishti. When this is understood, it will become obvious that there is no misery in God's creation. All the misery is only in the Jiva's creation. So, Lord himself, the Ishvara himself has become many. So when he becomes many, he is still the same. See? Because unlike the Jiva Srishti, in Ishvara Srishti, the material cause is also the Ishvara, the efficient cause is also the Ishvara. He himself has become many. He himself has become many and he has entered it also. Till here is, and then having got identified with the body, the Jiva. Till here is Ishvara Srishti. Now, from here onwards, from verse 14 onwards, what is this Jiva Srishti? What is this? What is the creation of the individual? If creation of the Lord or the Ishvara was up till the creation of a body and entering into it and getting identified, then what's next? Now, This is about us now. The previous was also about us. If we come to this point where we are able to catch that this is how the consciousness has come down and entered into the body, consciousness identified with this body is a principle. Light functioning through a bulb is a principle. Now, if you come to this level of principle, then it is okay, Jiva Srishti. But what happens is we fall even lower. And what is that? Saptanna Brahmane Dvaitam. Na Brahmane Dvaitam. Jiva Srushtam Prapanchitam. Jiva Srushtam Prapanchitam. Annani Saptagnanena. Annani Saptagnanena. Karmana Janayat Pita. Karmana Janayat Pita. In the Saptana Brahmana of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the world of duality created by Jiva is discussed exhaustively. The Jiva created 7 types of foods with the help of knowledge and action. And Pita Jnanena Karmana Sapta Annam Ajanayat. It is the Jiva who creates the duality by the 2 methods of knowledge and action. So, what happens if we come to this principle level where instead of I am the bulb feeling is given way and we rise above that feeling that I am the bulb to I am the light, which is the principle which is expressing through all the bulbs. If we can come to this point, this is, till here is the Ishvara Srishti. Now here identification is taking place with I am only this body. He is no longer at the principle level. He is no longer at the phenomenal level. He is falling down further. And how does he do that? Through knowledge and action, and thus by the 2 methods of knowledge and action, he created 7 types of anna or food. Anna means food. What is the food for the eyes? Forms. What is the food for the ears? Sounds. What is the food for the tongue? The food, whatever you drink and eat. What is the food for the skin? The textures or the feelings. Similar. So this way, all the stimuli that are coming to your senses, they are the food for the sense organs. So similarly, this Jiva, he has created 7 types of foods and classified them in this manner. The karma and the knowledge determine the type of embodiment that the Jiva takes. Jiva is not here, we are not talking about Jiva as the individual. Jiva as the human being Jiva. Jiva is a principle. It is a phenomena. It is the soul which is expressing through an embodiment, isn't it? So that can be expressing through a tree embodiment, it can be expressing through an animal embodiment, it can be expressing through a human embodiment, it can express through the God's embodiment, the various gods in heaven. So it's a phenomena we are talking about. So here what has he done? The karma and the knowledge determine. So what type of actions you do and what type of knowledge you possess, that determines the type of food that you will eat. Can the plant kingdom eat chicken curry? Can't. See? It's not possible, isn't it? So in this way, action is born according to one's knowledge. Now here, the Jiva is in the Jiva Srishti, or in the individual, in the Jiva Srishti, depending upon, as we said, depending upon the knowledge and action. Knowledge is not because of action. Action is because of knowledge. See? So if I have a knowledge that I am hungry, then the action to go to the food will come, isn't it? If my knowledge is that at 7:30 the class begins, then the action to prepare for this class and come here and start speaking will start, isn't it? Otherwise, I will not be blabbering around just because we have the information. So whatever knowledge is there, depending upon whatever classification you come in, or whatever let's not get into classification. Whatever the knowledge is there in a jiva, that alone will express as an action. The 7 kinds of foods are explained. Martyannamekam devanne, Martyannamekam devanne, Dve pashvannam chaturthakam, Dve pashvannam chaturthakam, Anyatritayamaatmartham, Anyatritayamaatmartham, Annanam viniyojanam, Annanam viniyojanam. There is but one food for the mortals, 2 for the gods, the 4th is for the animals, and the remaining 3 are considered to be for jiva. This is the classification of the foods. So what is this? This will be explained now. And in this way, the 7 types. Annanam viniyojanam. Viniyojanam, this is the way the food is classified into the 7 categories. By whom? By the jiva. Which are these 7 foods are explained now. Vrihyadikam darshapurnam, Vrihyadikam darshapurnam, Asau kshiram tatha manaha, Asau kshiram tatha manaha, Vakpranashcheti saptatvam, Vakpranashcheti saptatvam, Annanam avagamyatam, Annanam avagamyatam. For our understanding, the 7 types of foods are wheat, etc., darsha and puran masa, yaga, and milk, similar and similar things like milk, mind, speech, and vital air. These are the 7 foods. So, Vrihyadikam, the food for the human beings is such as Vrihyadikam. What is that? Wheat, grains, rice, etc., etc. All that is Vrihyadikam. Then what is the food for the gods and the devas? That is Darsha Purnam Asau. So what is that? The yajnas that are done on the no moon day and the full moon day. These are the 2 foods. Darsha Yaga, and they are done on the Amavasya and the Purnima day. And then the next one is Tathakshiram. For the animal kingdom, the food is the milk, etc. Initially, every animal begins with milk, and later on it goes into whatever they have to eat. And therefore, Tathakshiram, and all these animals, they do not modify the food to eat. They eat as it comes. From the mother also, they will drink the milk as it comes. If they have to eat the meat, tiger never says, oh, let me just roast it a little bit and then enjoy it. No, it doesn't. It's only in the human kingdom and in the God kingdom that we change the texture of the food and then consume it. And the last is Manha Vakcha Pranaha, that is mind, speech, and the vital air. This is the food for the jiva. And why it is that? Because when the Jivatma departs from the body, he carries with him the package of the mind containing all the impressions and the vasanas together. As long as the breath is there, till then the Jiva is functioning. If the breath is not there, he leaves with the breath and he leaves with the mind and the vasana. Some places they say even the breath is giving that push to leave this body and enter into another body. The push that is given out is by the Udana Vayu. Udana Vayu is that air which is continuously moving up. Okay, I should say it the other way around. Udan Vayu is when you consciously leave the body, and other times it is the Apan Vayu. If you are dying unconsciously, without having raised without having taken control of the breath and using the breath to leave the body like Paramahamsa Yogananda did, in other cases it is the Apana Vayu. And in this way, so for the Jivatma, the mind, prana and the speech are the field of experience. And in this way, but then are not these 7 types of food created by Ishvara? How are they called the Jiva Srishti? The milk is created by the Lord, the wheat and grain is created by the Lord. Man cannot create it by himself. He can only sow the seeds and so forth. Man can only do the havan, but whatever ahuti is given, that through the fires goes to the gods. So that is the question. Ishena yadyapyetani nirmitani swarupatah tathapi jnana jivokarshit Although these 7 types of foods are created by Ishvara from his essential nature, because everything that is in this creation is the material cause is the Lord only, isn't it? So yes, he has created it out of himself. The Jiva has attributed utility and enjoyability by his knowledge and actions. So God has created the diamond and you have made it into a necklace and you pay price for it. God has created a woman and you have created a utility out of a woman. Or vice versa, both ways. So in this way, the Lord creates, but Jiva, he appropriates value on that which is already existing. See? He appropriates the value and makes it into a bhogya vastu. Bhogya vastu means that which has to be enjoyed, that which has to be possessed, that which has to be cherished. And then he is ready to pay the price to get it in whichever way, whatever resources he needs to put together. And in this way, thus every field of experience has 2 aspects. So there are 2 aspects for everything. Everything is Lord's creation, Ishvara Srishti, and on that there is an appropriation of value, utility, and that is the Jiva Srishti. And that Jiva Srishti does not mean only in the human kingdom, animal kingdom also. So the knowledge in the animal kingdom is that I must eat the grass. So grass is Ishvara Srishti, but cow puts utility value that it is my food. And the same, the Ishvara has created all the animals. Lion puts a utility value on all those fellows, that they are my food. See? And this is based upon the knowledge that each aspect of creation living creation is having. You won't find a tree eating animals. Tree will take only the water and nourish itself. You can't see an animal or who is sitting there, oh, I am hungry. Acha, chalo, let me put my tail into the ground and suck the water out. It will not be possible. So, it is in the involvement in the bhoga aspect that the jiva's problem begin. When he starts attributing this value giving to the various objects that are already existing in the creation, that's when the problems begin. Who asked you anyone to go to Kailash? Who asked? But no, Kailash or Shiva's abode, I must go there and walk around and come back and go through the suffering. What is the suffering? No oxygen, painful knees and so much cold, but I will pay the money and I will go and then I will come back. This is the utility value. What he gets out of it, he doesn't know. But he has to do something. He has to go on pilgrimages. Utility value. It was only bricks. But with those bricks, he creates a temple. With the stones, he creates a statue. And then he spends lot of effort and money to go there, which was naturally present everywhere. He starts giving it value. And that creates a problem. That creates that identification that this stone is God. And if someone touches it, someone breaks it, there is a big problem. Then there will be fight. Then there will be wars. See? And this is not only in the human kingdom, animal kingdom also. The tiger or the lion has had a kill, and before he can finish his food, the jackals come. And he has to leave, because otherwise they will kill him also, because they move in packs. So he has to let go. So even though there is utility value that it is my food, but others are also thinking that it is free food. See? So in this way, so why is what is the problem for this jiva now? He has to leave his food and go away because he gave value to it. Then fear comes in, then desire comes in, then pain comes in, then death comes, because in some cases he is not happy. Jiva is not happy being where he is, as he is, who he is. That is where the problem is. If we start living at the principle level, then there is nothing to do, nowhere, as Swamiji says, nowhere to go, nothing to gain. Just be. If food comes, you eat. If it doesn't come, be the principle. Like Shirdi Sai Baba. If a dog is eating, his stomach is full. That it grows, you grow to that level. See? You grow to the level of masters like Shirdi Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba, Ammachi. Nobody has seen them eating food or hardly anything. And yet they are functioning. How is it possible? Because they have gone beyond this level at which we are functioning. Either they have gone to the jiva level or they have gone beyond. See? These two aspects, namely the karyatva from Ishvara's point of view and bhogyatva from the jiva's point of view, are further explained. See, whenever we need anything in this creation and use it for our benefit at that time, and use it for our benefit, that is called anna, that is called food. And immediately, the moment we call it food or it becomes anna, it becomes a bhogya vastu. It becomes something to be enjoyed. ईशकार्यं जीवभोग्यम् ईशकार्यं जीवभोग्यं verse number 18 Ama ईशकार्यं जीवभोग्यं जगद जगद जगद्वाभ्यां समन्वितं जगद्वाभ्यां समन्वितं पितृजन्या भर्तृभोग्या यथा योषित तथेष्यताम् यथा योषित तथेष्यताम्. It says this world is associated with these two aspects. First, it is a creation, that is effect of Ishvara, and two, a field of experience for the jiva, just as a woman is created by her father and is an object of experience for the husband, so is the case of these 7 types of food. And don't think that all this is happening in a linear way. First this happened, then that happened, then that. No, simultaneously it has happened. Spontaneously it has happened. So it is not that Jiva Srishti and Isha Srishti, first there was Jiva Srishti and then there was... No, here they are saying it's simultaneously it is taking place. What? Association of these two aspects. We recognize that this creation was not created by me, it is there, isn't it? And we superimpose on it a value, a utility. See? So this is going on all the time. That it is created by God and the same thing is taken by the jiva as a field of experience. So what is the creation of the Lord? The 7 foods. And what has jiva done? He has put value on them. And in this way, in the same way, the example of a woman or man, whichever way you take it, was given, and in the same way everything in the world has these two aspects. Everything that is created by the Lord has been recreated as an object of enjoyment by the jiva. And in this way the clear understanding of this demarcation between these two aspects in every experience in life will and should lead to weakening of attachment to the world. So if this bulb stops thinking I am only this bulb, this light stops thinking that it is only this bulb, there is straight away freedom, isn't it? Then if this bulb fuses, it does not matter to the light because light is a principle. So same thing is with us. The jiva is the light which is expressed, light of consciousness which is expressing through this body, the bulb. Filament is the intellect. So instead of living in fear, in that this body will die, then what will happen, etc., etc., etc. This body was created by you? Was it created by you? No. Now apply the same rule. Everything in this creation is created by the Lord and you have put value over it. So this body was also created by the Lord, but I, the conscious principle, the jiva, I have put value on this body. What is the value I have put? I am only this body. And that's where the problem begins. Accept yourself as the phenomena, no problem. Accept yourself only as this phenomena, the only problem, nothing else you will get in life. Problem of food, problem of hunger, problem of comparison, problem of survival, problem of maintaining your territory, problem of relationships. Why? I am only this body. If you are living at the phenomenal level, will you seek relationship? You are everything. You are the principle who is functioning through all the bodies. Will you feel like, oh, let me get married, oh, let me make friends, oh, let me have a dog or a cat at home? Nothing. It may still happen, but there is no attachment there, isn't it?
Swamiji, before the life enters the body, that's Ishvara enters the body.
Even after the life enters the body, it is still Ishvara Srishti.
Ishvara Shakti.
Yes.
Now, the Jiva principle doesn't exist straight away, isn't it? It's the child is born, it's very inert and doesn't
No,
have,
it is still there.
It's still there.
Yeah, but that child is born because of whom? Because of humans. It is born because of the Lord only. But a human being makes that zygote to multiply into so many cells.
Yeah, that's true. When is the Jiva Shruti start expressing? Or when
Jiva is a phenomena.
Phenomena, that's right. The principle
What you are asking is ego. When does ego start
yeah,
expressing?
that's
I am not going into ego right now. We are talking about Jiva.
Jiva, right.
When Jiva starts applying utility value on the objects of the world which are not created by him, that is the ego. That is the ego.
Is Jiva the individual consciousness? Or Jiva?
Yes. Jiva bhav. Jiva bhav. That will be the principle of light. That is Jiva bhav. If I consider myself only to be the Jiva, the individual, then I got identified with this. So we want to move away from individuality to the principle of individuality which is common to all the bodies.
Principle of life.
Principle of life. And this is, till here is the Ishvara Srishti. Till here the Lord has created. Lord has not created likes and dislikes. Lord has not created that you should look at a woman and say, she's my wife. Yeah. Lord has not created that this feeling that I must eat food to survive. Lord has not created that. Because if it was that way, then how can masters live without eating? How can Shirdi Sai Baba see other animals eating food and feel satisfied? Because he has transcended the identification with this body.
Can we say the food is created by Jiva? Because the
No,
identification
food is not created by the Jiva. Food is created by the Lord. Can Jiva create grass?
No, the product is created
By the Ishvara. But utility value over it has been created by the Jiva. And why has it been created? Because he has started accepting himself, I am only this body. And when he starts accepting and identifying that I am only this body, then the question comes, how do I make this body survive? How do I make it comfortable? Let it be animal kingdom, let it be plant kingdom, let it be those insects. Everyone is behaving the same way. Not necessarily only human being. Every one of them is behaving the same way. Because each one of them has considered themselves to be that particular form. So it's a question of survival for them now.
I mean, sorry for asking.
No, don't be sorry.
Now, on the body, and this is a utility, that principle doesn't come to the child when it is born, isn't it? It is, child is looked after by, it doesn't know what it is, isn't it? You know,
True.
Isn't it? Yeah. So Jiva Shruti has not really already formed, no.
It has.
It has.
He keeps crying because milk doesn't, he's not given the milk.
Okay, yeah.
He keeps crying because he's not getting the milk. He keeps crying if the mother doesn't hug him and cuddle him. It's not expressed like, it's not gone deep, but it is there.
Yeah.
So, how these two aspects, Jiva Karyam and Jiva Bhogyam, are both associated with the same experience is now explained. So, creation of the Ishvara and enjoyment of the Jiva. How these are both associated, that is being told. You don't give any utility value just because it is there. No, because you want to enjoy, therefore you give value to something or anything, isn't it? Maya vrityatmako hisha. Maya vrityatmako hisha. Sankalpa sadhanam janau. मनोवृत्त्यात्मको जीव संकल्पो भोग साधनम भोग साधनम. The contemplative thought of Ishvara, which is of the nature of Maya, is the cause for the creation of this world. What is Sankalpa? Sankalpa is the imagination. Sankalpa is the which that imagination then appears as the desire. So what was the imagination of the Lord? Let me become many. And how was he able to fulfill that? The fact that he had an imagination, the fact that he had a sankalpa, he had a desire to be many, shows that there is a potentiality within that Ishvara. There is some Shakti within that Ishvara, which expressed as that imagination or as that as that desire or potentiality. And with her help, he became many. So he invoked.
It's not Maya Shakti.
Maya Shakti, same thing. He became many, and the contemplative thought of Jiva, which is of the nature of modifications of the mind, is the cause for the experience of the Jiva. So what is the cause of the creation? Ishvara having the thought, let me be many, so he became many. And what is the world of Jiva? What is the creation of Jiva? And that is told as that the utility giving of the based upon the knowledge that each Jiva is having, that becomes the creation of the Jiva. Ishwar Srishti, because the material is Ishvara itself, it is of the nature of existence. It is true. Not the names and forms, but what the essence is. But Jiva Srishti is existing in its own absence, because where is the value? It's only in your mind. Where is the whole creation? Where is the whole creation? In the mind of Ishvara. The mind of Ishvara created the Ishvara Srishti. The mind of Jiva, by giving value, created the Jiva Srishti. Right? Ishvara Srishti, because Ishvara thought in his mind, let me be many, out of himself he became many. As if. But Jiva Srishti, the Jiva in his mind is giving value to that which is already existing. He is not creating anything new. He is giving value to that which is already existing. And that is the Jiva Srishti.
This is a complete antithesis of the waking, dream and deep sleep world of Jiva.
In what sense you are saying?
In the sense, like when we say we get up in the morning, you create your own universe. So, but now it's that Ishvara has a separate hold on the creation in here.
So when we say you create your own creation, we have already taken that position of the witness, And if you keep taking that position, you will recognize that you are the total. You are the boss of the waking, dream and deep sleep. That's what Ishvara is. Ishvara is the boss of waking, dream and deep sleep. He is not a slave to them. Waking, dream and deep sleep, these three worlds appear only in Maya. Ishvara is the Mayapati. So when you stand apart from waking dream and deep sleep, you disassociate. You are no longer enslaved by those experiences of the mind. And you, over a period of time, you recognize. Why over a period of time? Any time you stand apart, at that very moment you know you are not the mind. See?
Conscious deep sleep.
Conscious deep sleep. Yes. So you are not the mind, and then it will, abidance will not come straight away. But as you keep uh, uh, repeating in your daily life, creating the right environment so that you are able to stand apart from the various experiences of waking, dream, and deep sleep through the various sadhanas, but it has to be done on a daily basis. Eventually, it is 24 by 7. Then this click takes place within you. And if you are witnessing the whole creation, you are already there. Where are we?
19th.
We read that, na? The contemplative thought of Ishvara, which is of the nature of Maya, is the cause for the creation of this world. The contemplative thought of Jiva, which is of the nature of the modifications of the mind, is the cause for the experience for the Jiva. So both are contemplating. Ishvara is contemplating to create the creation, which is not other than him. Jiva is contemplating to create a creation which is bhogya vastu for him. The creation of the Ishvara is not a thing to enjoy, because he is everywhere, isn't it? He has not become the enjoyer of his creation. So in this way, sadhanam janav, for the creation of the world, for the Isha Karya aspect of every object, two factors together have been the cause. Isha Sankalpaha and Maya Vrityatmakaha. So Isha Sankalpa, the desire of the Lord for the creation, and Maya Vrityatmakaha, the modification of the Prakriti or Maya. So understand, this whole thing that we are talking is at the totality level. We are not talking at the individuality, because the jiva principle that we are talking about, it is also at the total level at the moment, at this moment. So why has this? Where is this value giving coming? In the mind. Where is the mind? Existing in its own absence. What else is existing in its own absence? The Maya. The Maya. So Maya at the totality level and mind at the individuality level is one and the same thing. So in this way, bhoga sadhanam, for the jiva, bhogyam aspect, the cause is manovrityatmakaha. Jiva sankalpaha, the sankalpa or desire in the mind of the jiva for the enjoyment of that object which has been created by the Lord. And in this way, see your example that they will again take is that so many children are born in the world, but children born to you gave value to one woman and called her your wife, and the child born from that womb is my child. You have given value to it. And from there onward, problem begins. Identification begins. And if something happens to that child, I have sleepless nights. If health is bad, I have to take her to the doctor or him to the doctor. So my whole life then revolves around what I have given value to. So many children are dying in Africa. Are you getting disturbed? No. then who are you getting disturbed because of? Because of that one child whom you give value. It could be an orphan whom you have adopted. It's not your child also, but you have adopted, and you have now superimposed on him the value that I am the father. My passport says I have signed the papers, I am responsible, I have taken the responsibility, and you keep showing it to yourself. Because you feel that will make you complete. Ishvara does not do this. Ishvara creates the creation out of fullness. Jiva creates the creation out of lack. And he wants to fill that hollowness, that emptiness within himself through associations, through consumption, through value giving.
Attachment.
Through attachment. All that is through enjoying. He feels that will give him that will fill him up, that will complete him. But alas, that is never going to, no finite object out there in the world is ever going to make him feel the bliss of infinity. It is not possible. So that's the whole sadhana, that he has to give up that type of thinking which keeps him bound in individuality, and he has to recognize that he is the source of the creation. That he is the Atma Tattva, he is the pure consciousness. And in this way, again, so all problems arise with Jiva Srishti. In Ishvara Srishti, there are no problems. In the world created by the Ishvara, there are no problems. It is perfect. In the creation created by the Jiva, there is only problem.
So is that the difference between the desires of the Jiva and the desire of the Lord? The Lord is happy with his body is created, and
Yes.
Jiva is unhappy
With whatever,
he has.
and he has not created anything. All he has done is given value to what was already created. You did not create the scarf that you are wearing. You did not create the hair that you are having on your head. But if the hair becomes white, I have given value. I should not have white hair. So start coloring. And if the color starts going away, then problem. I don't know. Huh?
Put again.
Put again.
Yeah, put again. Die again.
Ishvara doesn't do that. There is no again for Ishvara. There is no again for Ishvara. But this is where our problem comes. See? The body has not been created by us. Body has been created by the Ishvara. But attachment to this body, value giving to this body, that I am only this body, has become the source of misery to us. So if it becomes diseased, if it becomes old, if it gets pain, if it becomes hungry, if the pressure is not, morning ablutions are not there and it's all there in the stomach, whatever, all the time we are only troubled by this creation because we have given value to this creation. And yet we see Mahatmas are living in this creation who are also having body but never enslaved by the body. So what is the difference in their thinking while expressing through that body, and where are we going wrong while we are expressing through this body? This is something to be thought about. And that is what the clarity is being given in this chapter. So that we can identify where are we going wrong. We are going wrong in giving value. Not just to the world, but also to this body. Now this is also being explained through another example. Isha nirmita manyadau. Isha nirmita manyadau. Vastunyeka vidhe sthite. Vastunyeka vidhe sthite. Bhoktrudhi vritti nana tvat. भोक्तृधीवृत्तिना नात्वात् तद्भोगो बहुदेष्यते तद्भोगो बहुदेष्यते. The object created by Ishvara, such as a diamond, gem, etc., is of one kind. However, depending upon the multitude of its utility by the enjoyer, Jiva, the same object is experienced in many ways. This is depending upon the bhoga vritti, the, the, the value of enjoyment that each jiva has given on that diamond. Diamond is a natural expression in this creation. What is the value that a diamond cutter is giving to the diamond? What is the value who does not know that it is a diamond is giving to a diamond? What is the value a one who has many diamonds in his drawer, and every day that person wears a diamond necklace, and what is the value that she is giving to that diamond? And the one who has never seen a diamond and he sees the diamond or she sees the diamond, what is the value that she gives to the diamond? It's all relative, isn't it? It's all relative. And this is, what did we say? Based on knowledge and action. So based on knowledge, that knowledge is in your head of how much value you are giving. Mahatmas are also having a body, so they will also have a head. They also have a mind. But what is that mind? It is giving zero value to the world. Jiva, giving zero value to the Jiva Srishti. They don't take any object in this world as a source of enjoyment. That is what they are doing. And we make everything and anything as a source of enjoyment. Isn't it? Even in dreams we make it. Why only in the physical world? The value that the individual gives to that object and how he intends to use that object within his field of experience is tad bhoga bahudha ishyate. That gives the variety of value giving to a particular object. The simile continues to show how the same gem can be experienced in three different ways. हृष्यत्येको मणिं लब्ध्वा हृष्यत्येको मणिं लब्ध्वा क्रुध्यत्यन्यो ह्यलाभतः क्रुध्यत्यन्यो ह्यलाभतः पश्यत्येव विरक्तोऽत्र. I don't think it's tra, it's na. Pashyatyeva viraktonna vapiraktonna na rishyati na kupyati na rishyati na kupyati. If one becomes happy having got the diamond, the other becomes angry for not getting it, while a man of dispassion only sees the diamond, but neither he becomes happy nor he becomes sad or miserable. These are the three options they are showing us that we observe in the world. So what is the foundation of the Jiva Srishti? The foundation of the Jiva Srishti is not the world. The foundation of Jiva Srishti is the mind. It is because of the mind that you are seeing names and forms. It is because of the mind that you are giving value to the names and forms. It is because of the mind that you feel that object which you have given to value to will become a source of enjoyment to me. See? So it is all because of our mind, and therefore everywhere in Gita and other scriptures, bring the mind under your control. Sublimate the mind. Chitta vritti nirodha iti yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam is not of the self. Samatvam is of the mind. Mayarpito mano buddhihi. Lord Krishna says, surrender offer your mind and intellect to me. Yoga kshemam vahamyam. I'll take care of everything else. So it's everywhere. It is not about solving the situations of the world. It is solving it is resolving the mind of its imaginations. That is the main purpose of studying the scriptures. Nothing can be done in this world. World is as it is. But our job is, we leave the mind and we take the mind now. No, this is how it is. We have to change the world. People should change, situations should change, experience should change, government should change, ministers should change, God should change. Why is God behaving like this nowadays? But I will not change. Meaning, my mind will not change. If I am stubborn, I am like that. What can you do? You have to accept me. Arey, I am jealous. What can you? I am like that only. That is not the answer. Answer is to sublimate the mind, to calm the mind down. Only when the mind calms down, suddenly it will click that you are not the mind. As long as the mind is agitated due to value giving, due to a sense of enjoyment from the objects, till then witnessing will not happen. Mind has to become calm. It has to become quiet. It has to stabilize. In that stability, a new way of operating will be inaugurated, and that is the witnessing way. Then let the mind, because mind still has the momentum, so it will still continue to function, but one glimpse will convince you that you are not the mind. And that glimpse, even though it is happening all the time to you, scriptures are just as a mirror to show you, hey, there has never been a time that you have been the mind. It's just an imagination of the mind. Somehow you have decided that you are the mind. And it's all because you have decided, you have got identified that you are the body. This has happened. You can't do anything about it. Now try to undo it. So, foundation of, just like what is the foundation of Ishvara Srishti? What is the foundation of Lord creation? It is the Lord alone. He is the material cause of the whole creation, isn't it? He doesn't see the creation as separate to himself, isn't it? Now what is the cause of the Jiva Srishti? It is the mind, because Jiva sees the world as separate to himself. And that separation that he is feeling, is experiencing, is due to this non-existing entity called the mind. Something to think about.
So is Jiva different from Jiva Srishti?
When we say as ego, yes, the moment doership and enjoyership comes, that principle called Jiva has become individual now. So principle of Jiva is at the totality level.
Okay.
Ego is at individuality level.
But it's in this Jiva and Jiva Srishti, this play takes place in the human mind.
It takes place in the mind. Not just human mind. It takes place in the mind. In animal's mind also it takes place. That's why a cow goes after the grass and the lion goes after the cow. It's not the other way around, isn't it? It's in their mind. Maybe their minds are not as evolved as ours, but there also this consciousness is expressing. Here also conscious. So when we are talking about jiva, don't just consider as human, you as a thinking person
or living beings.
or a human being. No, we are talking about the principle. And each jiva's whatever body they may be expressing through, they have to express through the body to be called a jiva. Depending upon the knowledge, depending upon the mind that they have,
Conditioning of the mind.
depending upon the conditioning of the mind, they create their own creation. The bee's creation will be totally different. Mosquito's creation will be totally different. The dreamer's creation is totally different. Waker's creation is totally different. Get the principle. Don't take it to be as an individual. You will not understand. Keep as we are going through this topic. Keep taking the principal aspect. That's why I began with the example. You are not one bulb. You are the light which is expressing through the bulb. This is only matter. Bulbs can change. If this bulb fuses, a new bulb will come, again light will come. So what happened to the light when the bulb got fused? What happened to the light?
It was still there.
In unmanifest form. That's all. Nothing happened to light. So what will happen to you when this bulb fuses? Nothing. But because of our identification and value giving to this body, that I am only this body, all the fear has come, isn't it? Now, what can we do? Now the mind is there, now utilize it to change the program. Somehow, world has created a program that you are only this body, and now we are living in fear, we are living in enjoyment, we are living in attachments. Now train the mind to undo all this, and that is what spirituality is. Recognize who you essentially are. For that, uttermost care has to be taken that the mind does not get agitated. It does not react. It does not compare. It does not compete. It does not judge. It does not have biasness. It does not have likes and dislikes. Utmost care has to be taken. And once it starts calming down, it will naturally be self-evident to you that you are the principle. You are this body. I think last class we took this example. You are this body. Life entered, consciousness entered into this body. Say Ishvara entered into this body. Spontaneously, in one go, the hands became active, the legs became active, the heart started pumping, the blood started flowing, the breath started coming in and out, eyes started blinking, the tongue started moving, isn't it? Every organ in the body started functioning. Or did it happen slowly? It happens simultaneously. So if one organ in your body or one cell in your body is one individual, and we are telling that individual cell, give up attachment to your body, called the cell body, you are essentially the consciousness who's expressing through all the cells and all the organs and all the limbs. Really? It's very difficult for me to. So he has to give up that identification first, isn't it? Because you are already here, you can say, yeah, that is so, it's self-evident from your point of view. For him, for that one cell, you are the Ishvara. If you take it. For one wave, the ocean is the Ishvara. And he is trying to but you, from your point of view, it is you alone who is expressing through that one cell, isn't it? Or through that one organ. You've got no doubt whatsoever that you alone are pervading all the cells and organs. But from that individual organ point of view or that individual cell point of view, it's like a far-fetched imagination. My God, how can that be possible? Now put this example to yourself. You are that cell and there is this Ishvara. Oh my God, how much practices we have to do? How much lectures we have to listen? Stop thinking and you are there. Stop thinking. But don't stop thinking by forcing the mind to stop thinking. No. Let thinking stop by making the mind contemplate on that conscious principle. Let that consciousness in the cell contemplate on the consciousness which is pervading the whole body, all the cells. So you also so what will be the expansion of the light expressing through this bulb? Contemplation that I am the light which is expressing through all the bulbs, isn't it? And sitting here you can see, yeah, that is true. Then why this seems to be a far-fetched imagination that the life which is expressing through you is the same life which is expressing through every body, living body. Keep contemplating on this. Automatically detachment will take place. Mind will settle. Many doubts will come. Forget about doubts. You hold on to this. Lord, give me the vision how I am that one who is expressing through all, just like you are. He will grace you with that vision, but you have to become single pointed. You have to think about it to the exclusion of everything else. Without agitation, without reaction, without any expectation, because for all these there are answers. There is an answer expected, but when the answer comes, the experiencer, will not be there. See, Ishvara doesn't experience his creation as separate to himself, isn't it? And therefore there is no thought in his mind about his creation. So if you are thinking that you are going to experience the whole creation, that I am expressing through the whole creation, and I must know it, it will never happen.
But that feeling would only come to a mother because when she sees her child.
But then she is seeing the child as separate. Father is also seeing the child as separate. Just like you are seeing, I am seeing this camera as separate. My camera and my child is the same feeling. Intensity is different. Utility is different. But the feeling of attachment is same. We are trying to drop all that. Because our goal is not to prove creation is there. Our goal is to prove or to experience directly that I alone am. Isn't it? Don't forget the goal. Otherwise you forget the goal. Jiva Srishti, Ishvara Srishti. Purpose is not Jiva Srishti, Ishvara Srishti. These two ways of explanation is so that your mind settles down. So that your mind calms down. So that some understanding of how this whole thing has come about and keeps the mind satisfied.
Swami, the reason for attachment, is it not, it is a source of enjoyment, or it's a sort of
Exactly.
happiness.
It's out of ignorance. Why attachment has come, there is no reason. There is no reason.
The mind look for happiness.
No reason. Out of ignorance. Desire for anything comes out of ignorance.
Where is the place for love in all this then?
The love is of your nature. Love is all that there is. But do we love, or are we? Do you love all the children like you love your child?
I'm trying to.
Then it is love. But if you love only your child, then it is attachment. See? Ammachi loves everyone equally. That is love.
Well, you told me if there's a reason for love, it is attachment.
It is attachment, absolutely. If there is a reason, if there is a cause, or what am I going to get in return, then it is attachment. But understand, the root cause of all this attachment is your mind thinking that you are only this body. And we are not trying to solve the attachments in the world. You cannot solve them. You solve your mind. Or I should say, you resolve your mind. So instead of the mind thinking I am only this body, make that mind to think I am that principle which is expressing through all the bodies. Everything else will sort itself out. The Jiva Srishti will automatically become calm. It will not become a source of agitation. It will not have become a source of problems and misery in your life. So this shift has to be brought about. So we see that some people are happy when they get the diamond, some people are angry because they have not got the diamond, and some people only see the diamond without becoming happy or becoming miserable because they have not got it. And that leads to this 22nd verse. Priyo priya upekshye chet प्रियो प्रिय अप्रिय उपेक्ष्ये चेति आकारामणिगास्त्रयः सृष्टा जीवैरीश सृष्टं रूपं साधारणं त्रिषु. Liking, disliking and indifference are the three kinds of differences created by the Jiva. Jiva Srishti means there will be differences on account of value giving. And what are the three type of differences? There are many different ways they have told it, right? Some places they said Jiva Srishti is where there is waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, with waking world, dream world and deep sleep world, isn't it? So here it is a different take on it. What is that? The Jiva, he creates liking, disliking and upeksha, that is, upeksha is indifference. And this way he moves around in the world. And the more he lives at likes, dislikes and indifference, that much bifurcated, broken up the world experience for him keeps becoming. And in this way, the gem is the same, but the experience of each person, each jiva for it, and it could be for one person. Sometime in his life, the gem was liked by him or was not available to him, so he was miserable. Then he got it and he liked it, and then he became a sannyasi, and then indifference towards it. So it can happen in one's lifetime itself. It can happen for one person, these three can express. And this way, these three experiences are created on one stone. By whom? By the mind. So we live in the same world. Sometimes the world is a source of misery. Sometimes the world is a source of happiness. And sometimes it does not matter what the world is. Isn't it? We go through this. So through that example, this is what is being told. But who is doing this? The mind is doing this. By appropriating sometimes too much value, sometimes less value, sometimes zero value. See? The Jiva's creation of the different shapes on Ishvara's creation is further explained through an example. We'll talk about this. Okay, we'll do this example and conclude. Bharya snusha nananda cha Bharya snusha nananda cha Yata matetyane kadha Yata matetyane kadha Pratiyogi dhiya yoshid Pratiyogi dhiya yoshid Bhidyate na swarupatah Bhidyate na swarupatah. A woman can be differentiated with reference to a relative as wife, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, wife of a brother-in-law, mother, etc. in many ways. But essentially she cannot be differentiated because she is one. So we are talking about you. Essentially you are, I gave you the same example through the various organs and the various cells. Here is a more gross example. That you are one, but you express as many. And being the one human being, you are not suffering. Being a father, you suffer. Being a mother, you suffer. Being a sister, you suffer. Being a daughter, you suffer. So the roles are creating. The roles are because of creating the relationship that you are having. The value you have given to a particular person. So if I have given you a value called you are the students, then automatically I become the teacher. But teacher doesn't suffer. He makes others suffer. No. See? So we have given that child a value that it is my child. Suffering begins. Attachment begins from their suffering. Consider that child, array, it's one of so many children are there, that also is there. Save your mind. Save your mind. It does not mean that you don't love your child. You will love that child in the truest sense if you are not attached to that child. When we are attached, we give in to their whims, fancies, their habits, their drama that they create. But when we are detached and we see as the child as a phenomena that is there, as an expression of the divine, then you will do whatever is in your capacity to serve that child so that that child comes out to be a, isn't it? Who suffers? Mother suffers. But if mother is not attached, then she is even though that role is expressing, but the mind is at the principal level. See? And in this way, one does not suffer being a human being. In essence, one is the same. It is when one splits one personality into superimposed shapes that the conflict of mine and yours or his begins, and that is the source of problems. When we break ourselves into many. Who does that? The mind does that. Why is the mind doing that? Because this jiva has got identified with the body. As I am only this body, then the mind is coming. If the jiva says that, if the mind says that I am the one which is expressing through all the bodies, then the mind will vanish. Mind will sublimate. Now after that some doubts are taken that we will see in our next class. Just sit quietly for a few minutes and think. Not of the world, but think of you as that principle, as that consciousness which is expressing through all the beings at the same time. Just like you are the one who is expressing through all the limbs and all the organs and all the cells in one go, exactly the same way you are expressing through the entire creation, whether it is animal creation, whether it is plant creation, human creation, or it is the insects, all living things. You alone are expressing as life, just like the light is the same light which is expressing through all the bulbs. Keep that idea in your head and don't come to any conclusion. Important point. Don't come to any conclusion. Don't come to a conclusion in meditation. Intellectually, you are understanding that the same life principle within you expressing in and through everything else. In order for it to become a direct experience of yourself, stay with that idea. Have the bhavana that you are alone expressing through the whole creation without coming to an answer. Take a deep breath. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.